Red lights go on then for the 15-minute race. And out go the lights. It's a good start from Bill Cowley. Immediately moves across in front of David Reed, as he did yesterday. Looks like Matthew Woodman is going to start from the pit lane, by the way. So it's Cowley leading, David Reed second, Richard Rothery already quite a few car lengths behind in third position, just ahead of Chris Goff. And I think Hugh Davis there, as they turn their way through the banking for the first time. Yet Woodman has got away from the pit lane, so his trip from Kettering not completely wasted. And he will be able to get into the race, but it's Cowley from Reed, and Reed has maintained his bodywork all the way through Church Corner on the first lap, which is more than he did yesterday.
There you go. David Reed in the slipstream of the Cowley. Comes up the outside, looks for perhaps a cutback at Rocket.
Yeah, but it's Cowley that's held on there, hasn't it? As Martin Kemp and one of his race kits designs is doing battle with. That's the ex-Ian Barley car, but now being driven by Conway Dorr. So it's Bill Cowley that should be leading when they come back into our sight. Here they come. From our contract winner at the Corkscrew. There's Richard Rothery and Chris Goff going through. And here's Cowley to end the lap with a 1.2 second advantage over David Reed. Rothery third, another 1.2 seconds behind. And then it's Chris Goff. Peter Higton leading in Class B. Class B in 750 Formula is for not different specification of car, but for drivers that have had less success in the championship previously. No sort of top three results, top six in the championship or in any season. Those things preclude you from racing in Class B for up to 4 years. So up to Rocket go the leaders, Cowley and Reed, and Rothery there in the PRS that's won championships in the past in the hands of David Bartholomew in 2024 and then back in 2015 as well. It's been around for quite a few years, that car now.
It has, always in the same colours, and has a big flat bottom plan which generates quite a lot of downforce apparently at Thruxton, place like that. It's absolutely brilliant. Leaders back towards us, that is the PRS 1B, the Pither Rothery Special, Ed Pither, Richard Rothery, and then behind it David Bartholomew, its most successful driver, as you say. We've got a couple of works livery derbies there. The colours have slightly changed over the years. The battens in there as well, I see. And Unwin is no longer at the back. He's splitting the clubman's cars of Hackett and Yarwood.
Yes, so he's come through to 12th position now. It's Yarwood ahead of Hackett, isn't it, on this occasion?
And the cars with the majority of the 750 cars with 1108cc Fiat engines, and so when you're in battle with a 1600 type clubman's car, you are giving away quite a bit of torque.
Historically, 754 has always been the playground for the amateur designer and constructor and engineer to build a new and innovative car.
Yarwood has shot past Hackett, going through the long curve up towards Rocket. Leaders back with us though.
Yeah, just watching this battle here with Martin Kemp and Conway Dorr and Simon Bolter there in the number 6 car. That's the Baton. That was driven by Bill Rutter for a time, and before that by Billy Allbone very successfully. He took it to the 2014 championship, another car that's been around for longer than you realise. 12 years ago that Billy Allbone won that championship, beating Bill Cowley that season. Bill Cowley's first championship came in 2017. Number 12 car for Conway Dorr, 58-year-old from Orwell in Cambridgeshire. Started racing 10 years ago this year. Class B winner in 2017. 6th overall in last year's championship. The car that he's racing, originally built in 2011. Built by the late Rick Collins, raced by Ian Barley for 10 years, but it's losing a position there to the Baton of number 6, but then gains it again and gains another position very nearly as well. No, it does gain the position from Martin Kemp as well, so he gets ahead of the Kemp car, and so too does number 6, Simon Bolter, the driver from Sudbrook. Bill Cowley's got the best lap of the race, the blind screen best lap of the race, a 1:14.279. Interestingly, half a second faster than he went yesterday. He did a 1:14.75. David Bartholomew has the lap record here from 2015, a 1:12.56. So 9.5 minutes to go in this race. Cowley leading by 3.2 seconds from David Reed. There's 7 seconds between Reed and Richard Rothery in third. Chris Goff in fourth position, the 62-year-old from Telford, so he'll have had a trip more than likely up the A5 to get here today, or this weekend. Business consultant by occupation, been racing since 1986 now.
Interesting, isn't it, that the baton is left-hand drive.
Yeah.
All about weight distribution with the transverse engine, I guess, and transverse engine and gearbox, and cleverly designed car, distinctive looking.
Absolutely, it's good to see it back out as well. Having not seen it on track for a few years, there's a few 750 Formula drivers that have sort of swapped cars between themselves. There's obviously a relatively limited pool of cars available that have already been built for the championship, and well, it would be great to sell them to newcomers to the championship. It's interesting how drivers fare as they swap, exchange cars and buy cars between themselves. Simon Bolter's been racing a Derby previously in the championship. Coming up to halfway through the race, and that's Bolter chasing after Conway Dorr for 7th position. The leader is still Bill Cowley by 4.3 seconds from David Reed, and then there's 9 seconds or so back to Richard Rothery in third, who in turn has got a couple of seconds in hand over Chris Goff. So it's not the closest motor race we've ever seen, to be absolutely blunt, at the front of the field, but drivers that are there will be enjoying this challenging driver circuit.
Yeah, looking at the next pair of derbies, the 11 car goes through there, which is that of Hugh Davis, isn't it? The Derby Mark 4.5, and he's ahead of Peter Higton in that little battle for class honours.
Number 70 getting across the line there, Martin Depper, driver from Stourbridge, 55-year-old CNC programmer. Started circuit racing in 2014. It's his 5th season in 750 Formula. He did 6 years in historic 750 Formula. He held on a highly modified Mini for 22 years as well, with some success, taking a number of records that still stand today. The car that he races, the Derby Mark 5, was built by Dick Harvey for Rick Goodyear. Then it was sold to Dave Hartle, then Colin Wolstenholme.
Dick Hartle, wasn't it?
Yes.
Dick Hartle, see.
And then remodelled the chassis to its current suspension configuration. It's been to the hands of Darryl Beckwith and Matthew Twynham.
Oh, Darryl Beckwith
well.
Now racing in historic Formula Ford 2000. And yes, remember the Beckwiths? Colin Beckwith, the dad, wasn't it?
Mm.
Used to race minis and things as well.
There is the Depper car, we were talking about that. He's just lost out actually to Matthew Unwin, number 4, who had to start from the pit lane, of course.
There's Unwin, isn't it?
Yeah.
In that car with the nice blue, like a royal blue livery.
I guess he must have just stalled on the line at the green flag lap and couldn't get the car restarted again without some assistance.
quite a few of those race kits Falcons, weren't they? I mean, I should imagine towards 10.
I would think so. Yes, there's certainly a few that we've
One else
on
we've
here.
probably never seen on track. I think one was built by a college, and there's been just a project for them, an engineering project. At that side by side, the baton goes through.
Yeah, that's Bolter getting ahead of Conway Door for 7th position then. Bobby Orwood still ahead of Peter Haggett in the Clubman's
green
dispute.
here.
Oh, Cowley's out. Cowley is out of the race.
Gone. There he is. He's parked up.
Yeah, he's at the side of the track. He's marching up to the top of the hill to a position of safety. And Bill Cowley, for the 2nd time this weekend, is a retirement. Non-finish yesterday when David Winter won. I mean, non-finisher today. And if Chris Goff does finish in 3rd place...
He did, what, 7 laps yesterday? About the same today?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he's done 7 laps today. That seems to be the limit for that car. Chris Goff, I think, will go level on points with him if it finishes this way. Wow, so that's a surprise. Double failure this weekend for Bill Cowley, the championship leads. That's going to keep the championship wide open. Which actually, just thinking about it, might be David Reed that takes the championship lead. Let me just refer back to the spreadsheet that Josh Barrett sent to me. Yeah, because Reed was on 69 points. So yeah, with this win, it'll be Reed that actually takes the lead of the championship rather than Chris Goff. Although Chris Goff's 1 point ahead of Reed in the championship because he's going to finish 2 places behind him. So it's Reed now leading by 14 seconds from Richard Rothery. There is the race leader, number 33. He's got 3 minutes of the race to go, probably 3 laps to go to make it a 12-lap affair, which is how many laps we got out of yesterday's contest. Reed, who was the runner-up in a very dramatic championship last year. It was a 3-way fight for part of the season with Bill Cowley and Mark Windley. Went down to the final meeting at Croft, but Bill Cowley, the more experienced driver of the two, won out. Reed there in the number 33 car. The man from Brinklow near Rugby, 47 years of age. Started racing only in 2023, originally sharing the ex-Ollie Collett race kits Falcon with James Jeffrey. Done plenty of autograss racing with a space frame mini pickup over the years, and a 160 brake horsepower Vauxhall engine. And he's been racing this HRD for a couple of seasons now. He said it's yellow for the moment and a new colour scheme coming soon, but he said that last year. So it should not come that soon.
Just to concentrate on keeping the bodywork on it, I think, first before he risks scuffing it.
Yeah, probably wise. It's the ex-Dave Hodkin car. Hodkin, who was the champion in 2013 and appeared in this car about 5 years ago, something like that. Had a couple of wins in it, showed some good speed, but wasn't able to bring it out very often. Now being more regularly used by David Reed. Battle between the 2 red cars, Conway Dorr and Simon Bolter continues.
And one of the derbies has slowed.
Yeah, that's the number 11 car of Hugh Davis. I can just see out of our commentary box window coming to a halt. I think he's going to pull off into the onto the club circuit link there. So Hugh Davis again, another driver to retire from both races this weekend. And again, I know he did get 1 further lap than he did yesterday, 10 compared to 9. But yeah, this is Bolter against Dorr for 6th position. No, 5th position it will now be, with the demise of Hugh Davis, who was leading Class B. So Peter Higton is going to more than likely take a 2nd Class B win of the weekend in the number 5 Derby Mark 5. There's the baton coming down through the corkscrew.
Ooh, a bit of a wiggle from number 12, which was the Conway Dorr car, got out on the curb.
Meanwhile, the leader is on his last lap, I can tell you. Last lap board has gone out. Up at the top of the hill is David Reed at the moment. As you're watching the baton go through, there is Reed, just heading towards Peel, the right-hander. And then he'll drop down through the corkscrew for the final time. The clock's counted down to 0. There's a yellow flag because of Bill Cowley's car that's off the circuit. Also parked up in the middle of the infield is Hugh Davis now, but it's going to be David Reed that comes through to win here at Anglesey in round 6 of the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. He's the first driver to win 2 races this season, adding this to his victory at Silverstone in May. So Reed takes the win. Richard Rothery is going to come home in 2nd position, number 37 in the PRS, and Chris Goff, number 2, is going to be 3rd. So it's going to be David Reed, who's our new championship leader here after this weekend's racing, with 2 non-finishes for Bill Cowley. He will be able to drop those at the end of the season, so it might not all be lost for him. But 2 times having mechanical woes during the course of this weekend, Bill Cowley.
It was Higton, Bolter and Dorr who finished the top in the 4th, 5th and 6th places. Bolter with Dorr all over the back of him crossing the line.
Martin Kemp just going through. I think he is not going to be the last finisher, because that's going to be Matthew Unwin, who's just heading down the hill. He was the last unlapped runner, so he's going to take 8th position, having started from the pit lane. We'll be able to have a look at the results in just a moment of that race, which I think in the end we had 11 finishers from the 13 cars that started. One more race to come before the lunch break. That's going to be for the Raceparts historic 750 Formula cars. They'll be released out onto the track shortly. But it was a win that for David Reed in the Raceparts 750 Formula Championship. And he won that race by 17.8 seconds in car 33 from number 37, Richard Rothery. And yes, it's just disappeared from our screens, unfortunately, just at the crucial moment. But I can tell you that 3rd place went the way of Chris Goff. The Class B win went the way of Peter Higton. And of course, the main news there was the retirement of Bill Cowley.
David Reed it is then who takes victory for the 2nd time this weekend. For so long it looked like Bill Cowley was going to, well, take this hat, but in the end it's going to fall to the number 33. We're just awaiting him to arrive to Parc Fermé. Obviously we want to make this quite quick, as coming up we have the Raceparts historic 750 Formula before we head into lunch. So just one more race before lunch. But you can see, actually, if we turn round, you can see all of the cars filing their way in. The number 37, the blue car there of Richard Rothery, 2nd place for him. He was on the podium yesterday. Behind him, number 2, Chris Go, who has claimed 3rd place. Still awaiting the number 33, our race winner. You can also see the black car in front of you. There is Bill Cowley, who led this race for so long, but pulled up towards the corkscrew, and that for the 2nd time this weekend arguably has deprived him of victory. Let's speak then to, where is David Reed? In fact, David Reed, race winner again. Take this hat firstly, put it on. You'll need it on a day like this. For so long it looked like Bill Cowley, it was his race, but you were there to seize the moment, and you did.
Yeah, I think a lot of effort to get there, because I'm not sure if you're aware, yesterday I had an issue. The front of the car came apart, the back of the car flew off. Well, the front of the car punctured the radiator hose, so I then went over the line yesterday at 160 degrees. So last night we put a new cylinder head on, new head gasket, got the engine going, and this morning we then patched the bodywork together, which is why it looks like a bumblebee at the moment.
Actually, just turn around there. You can see actually the sellotape all on there. But no, terrific effort, David. Congratulations on the victory. Right, I can hear cars revving in the background. So Ian and Marcus, we're going to head back to you for the final race before lunch. It's the Raceparts historic 750 Formula.